There are moments in life that don't ask for attention. They simply arrive quietly and change everything, not through speeches, not through fame, but through a feeling that settles deep inside the heart. Jason Statham and I never planned for such a moment. We weren't searching for headlines or recognition. We were searching for clarity, for something real, something the world of noise could never give us. And without telling anyone, we found ourselves on a plane headed toward the heart of the Muslim world, Makkah, a journey that started in silence, a journey that ended by awakening parts of us we didn't even know were asleep. When we arrived in Makkah, the air felt different. Not heavy, not overwhelming, but peaceful, like the world had slowed down just to let us breathe. We had heard about the millions of pilgrims, the simple white garments, the unity, the discipline. But witnessing it with our own eyes was beyond anything we imagined. The first time I stood in front of the Kaaba, I felt smaller than I ever had in my entire political career. No ranks, no power, no fame. Just humanity, equal, humble, and connected. Jason stood beside me silently. He whispered, "Bernie, I've fought villains all my life, but here I feel like I'm facing the one inside me." And he was right. Makkah has a way of revealing who you truly are. People recognized us, yes, but not as celebrities, as brothers, offering water, guiding us, smiling with sincerity. That was the first time I understood the depth of the word Ummah. A global family without borders, millions moving like one heartbeat, one direction, one purpose. It wasn't a political slogan, it was lived reality. The most powerful moment was during prayer. Thousands bowed together, foreheads touching the ground. I realized then that true strength is not in dominating others, but in surrendering to God. After returning from Makkah, I began studying Islam, not from the media, but from its people. Their kindness, discipline, and humility reflected a faith rooted in mercy and justice. Jason felt the same transformation. He said, "For the first time, Bernie, I understand that power doesn't come from ego. It comes from devotion." Learning about the Prophet Muhammad only deepened my respect. His compassion, fairness, integrity, and humanity. These were values I had spent my entire life trying to defend. Yet he embodied them perfectly centuries earlier. People later asked what changed. I told them Makkah showed me equality not as a policy, but as a divine truth. The Quranic verse, "God does not change the condition of a people until they change what is within themselves," suddenly made sense. Something inside us changed, quietly but permanently. Back home, the world felt loud again. Cameras, reporters, debates, yet inside, there was a new calm. Jason said one night, "Bernie, I don't know how to explain it, but my heart feels lighter," and I understood exactly what he meant. The unity we witnessed in Makkah became a blueprint in my mind, a vision of what humanity could be if we stripped away ego and division. I kept remembering the pilgrims offering dates, the elderly man handing me Zamzam water with a smile. Children walking peacefully beside strangers. Islam wasn't something I learned from a book. It was something I felt through the character of its people. Jason began reading about the Prophet Muhammad too. He told me, if the world truly understood this man, everything would change. And I agreed. Islam teaches discipline, gratitude, honesty, charity, responsibility, values the modern world is desperately trying to rediscover. People asked why we spoke so openly about Makkah. The answer was simple. Because the truth we saw was too powerful to keep hidden. Makkah humbled us, it softened us, it awakened us, and that awakening didn't end when we left. It followed us home in our thoughts, our speech, our purpose. Jason said something I'll never forget. In Makkah, Bernie, I felt human again. And that was the truth. Looking back now, I understand something clearly. We did not choose Makkah. Makkah chose us. It called us at a time when the world felt divided, when our hearts were searching for something deeper, something real. And in that sacred land, we discovered that the greatest journey is not across the world, but within the soul. Makkah taught us that life is temporary, ego is the enemy, and peace begins when we see each other as equals. We returned home the same people on the outside, but completely transformed within. And today, if the world asks what we found in Makkah, the answer is simple. We found clarity. We found humility. We found unity. We found truth. And some truths stay with you forever.